Welcome everybody. In the last video, I have discussed the first two stanzas of The Road Not Taken, written by the famous American poet Robert Frost. So in the last video, I have discussed that the speaker of this poem faces a very difficult situation in his life. He has reached at the point of a road where the road is diverged into two other roads. So there is a fork in a road and the speaker has to make a choice that in which way he should go, and he has chosen the less travelled road, at least which appears to him less travelled. So we have read up to that. So now in the beginning of the third stanza, in the first two lines, we will find that actually both the roads are roughly same, almost same. Let us first read the two lines. And both that morning equally lay in leaves, no step had trodden black. And both that morning, that means that morning means that day. Both means here both the roads equally lay in leaves. In leaves means the roads were covered with yellow leaves. Both of the roads were covered with yellow leaves. And in both roads, no step, that means no footstep, had trodden black. Trodden black means trodden the yellow leaves turned into black. That means both the roads were less travelled. Okay. So both the road were less travelled or less trafficked. So if we want to say that he has selected the less travelled road, he has selected the road which was less trafficked, and it suggests his individualism, his originality, his non-conformity. That is not totally correct, because the speaker himself has said that both the roads were roughly the same. Now read the last three lines of this stanza. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. So first read this line closely. Oh, I kept the first road for another day. So here is an exclamatory sign and here is O. So this O suggests some kind of sound of melancholy. There is a melancholy note, or we can call it a kind of sadness in the mind of the poet, because he is now realizing that both the roads are almost of same quality. And what does he say? I kept the first road for another day. That means the speaker was equally interested to travel in the first road. That means the road he has rejected. Yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. So this is a very universal truth, that when we make a choice, that choice takes us further and further down to other choices, other roads. So it is very difficult to make another choice when we have made already a choice. For example, a student after completing class 12 decided to go for engineering study. Then after reading for 2 years, he feels that this is not his field. Rather, he is interested in music. But at that time, it is difficult to leave that stream and to come back to music and to start it again from the beginning. So it is very difficult. So the speaker is saying that yet knowing how way leads on to way. So here way means actually choice. How one choice, one decision of your life can lead you to other choices. And so the speaker doubted. That means he is not sure if I should ever come back. That if he will be able to start on the other way again. So now the last stanza. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood and I took that one less travelled by, and that has made all the difference. So in the first two lines, the poet is imagining a scene in future. So here the poet has started to imagine what he will say about his choice in the future. So this is actually happening in the future. So what is he imagining? He is imagining that I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere ages and ages hence. Hence means in the future. That means ages and ages means long after. When perhaps he becomes old. What will he tell? That the last three lines. That summarizes the whole incident of the poem. So here one word is important, that is sigh. So sigh may be sigh of sadness, or it may be a sigh of relief. So when it can be a sigh of madness, a sigh of sadness, it can be a sigh of sadness when the speaker realizes that the way he has chosen is in no way special. It is no way a special road. And it can be a sigh of relief if he feels that he has chosen the right road. Okay, so it can have both the meaning. But I think when we think about the whole poem, it should be the sigh of sadness. Because from the very beginning of the poem, there is a note of melancholy, note of sadness, that he is not able to travel both the road. He wanted to travel both the road. So now read the last three lines. Two roads diverged in a wood and I took the one less travelled by, and that has made all the difference. So these three lines are often quoted. And these two lines are often quoted to show that how individual choice, how an original choice can make an individual a different kind of person. How non-conformity, that means when you are not following others, rather you are wanted to making an original way, can make you famous. So these three lines are often quoted to show this kind of spirit. But these three lines are actually a construction of mind. Why I am saying that these three lines are construction of mind, rather they are not actually a fact. Why I am telling this? Because the poet or the speaker has already pointed out both the roads were equally same, and he has already planned to travel on the first road another day, and he is feeling sorry that he was not being able to walk on the other way. So why is he now saying this? Because the speaker is wanted to show to others that he is a successful man. He is now happy. So he is telling this story to others. So he is making a story out of his past incidents. Okay, so this is how we actually construct story to show that we are the maker of our own fate. That we have made our own future, our own fate with our own strength, with our own knowledge. Okay, so this is actually a kind of false satisfaction what the speaker is getting from reminding himself about his past experience. Okay, and this is actually true if we think about another incident. That is, Robert Frost has written this poem as a joke. Okay, he wrote this poem as a joke for his friend Edward Thomas. Edward Thomas was another famous poet of England. So he wrote this poem as a joke for Edward Thomas, because Robert Frost and Edward Thomas often worked together, and Edward Thomas was always indecisive in which way they should go, and every day he lamented that they should have taken the another way. So this is actually a joke for Edward Thomas. Okay, so this poem has multiple meanings, and if we want to summarize the meaning of the poem, we can say that the poem tells about our life when we faces the difficult task of making choice, and in most of the cases we do not have the full knowledge of what is going to happen if we made a certain choice. Okay, but we make choices and later we emphasize meaning on it. We give it meaning, as the speaker gives meaning to his choice in the last 3 lines. Though we have seen that the choice he has made, that this road is less traveled, I should go on this road, is actually not a rational choice. Rational choice means based on reason. Okay, it appears to him less traveled and he started walking on that way. So this tells about how we make choice in real life, and later how we gives meaning to it to make our own choice meaningful. We want to see ourselves the maker of our own fate. So this way we can summarize the whole meaning of the poem. Okay, so I have planned to make another video about the themes of the poem, as there are many meanings. So it will be helpful for you if you see that video where I shall discuss the different themes that is working in this poem. Okay, thank you for watching, and if you have not watched the first video where I have discussed the first 2 stanzas, please check the description where I have given the link for that video. Okay, thank you.